was a singular myth that helped launch Donald Trump's political career, a myth that lent him an air of legitimacy. Somehow, his brand of snake oil salesman separated him from other political outsiders, other conspiracy theorists, and your basic loud guy at the end of the bar running his mouth. The myth, of course, was that Donald Trump was a successful, self-made New York businessman, responsible for big buildings, big profits, and big success.
I'm a business person building buildings and doing things all over the world, and I'm doing things and built a great company. I built a great company.
Let me tell you, folks, I built a great company, unbelievable company.
My company has never been stronger. It's never been better. It is one great company. I built a massive company, a great company. I built a phenomenal company. And if we could run our country the way I've run my company, we would have a country that you would be so proud of.
There's no question. The self-made billionaire narrative is a nice story. But for anyone who actually paid attention to Donald Trump's years in business, it's clear what he actually was, and frankly still is today, a con man and a grifter who benefited enormously from his father's wealth and only stayed relevant due to his insatiable desire to be in the spotlight. For years, he slapped his name on overpriced products all over the place, Trump steaks, Trump water, and even the Trump board game. And that long-held business strategy continued yesterday when he pushed his, not making this up, official sneaker at SneakerCon. In addition to slapping his name on overpriced merchandise all over the place, it's also public knowledge that Trump stiffed contractors and refused to pay workers, that he had to pay $25 million to settle the lawsuit over his bogus Trump University grift, and that he was forced to close his own charitable foundation, charitable that is, and pay $2 million for repeatedly misusing funds for his own interests. But this week, the story of Donald Trump, the fraudster, got a substantial new chapter. Because on Friday, a judge ordered him to pay more than $350 million in damages, plus interest, a lot of money, and barred Trump from serving as an officer or director of any New York corporation for 3 years. And let's just say the Trump world didn't take that so well.
My father built the skyline of New York City. And this is the thanks he gets?
Everyone's screaming about Russia, 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 but the reality is what we complain about in Russia is happening right here in the United States.
The damages and restitution should go to Donald Trump.
Unless the appeals process in New York comes to the rescue, New York has become a legal banana republic.
If we're not successful, New York State is gone. People are moving out of New York State, and because of this, they're going to move out at a much faster rate.
Well, he didn't build the New York skyline, and I also feel fairly confident that New York State will still be around if the judgment survives Trump's appeal. But what this decision paints on Trump is that the truth that anyone who's been watching closely has known for decades, that Donald Trump is a fraud. That's his entire story for decades. Take a listen to something that New York Attorney General Letitia James said in her remarks on Friday.
The scale and the scope of Donald Trump's fraud is staggering. And so too is his ego and his belief that the rules do not apply to him. Today, we are holding Donald Trump accountable. We are holding him accountable for lying, cheating, and a lack of contrition, and for flouting the rules that all of us must play by.
A.J. James was, of course, talking about her civil fraud case against Trump and his company. But her words could have easily applied to other cases Trump is still facing, because fraud is at the core of each of them. And she's right when she says Donald Trump doesn't think he should be held accountable for his lies and actions. We've known that for a very long time. But what this new massive penalty this week hammers home is that Donald Trump has always been a fraud, and he's always been a cheat.